Hello, everyone. My name is Robert, and welcome to Unraveling Politics. So, this is going to be a weekly show. Not exactly sure what day of the week it's going to be on, but it will be a weekly show where I explain what is happening in the political world. And obviously, this is a big year for politics, the 2024 election. And there may be special episodes coming depending on circumstance. I will give my analysis. Of course, opinion will be separated from fact. I'll say what is my opinion and what is not. I will do that to the best of my ability. Of course, we're going to cover the 2024 election and beyond. We're going to focus mostly on American politics as well as how it affects you here at home. Not so much international and international relations. However, that is important, and I will cover that occasionally depending on what's going on in the news. Obviously, things in the Middle East and in Eastern Europe, Ukraine have been a big thing, a big issue in the last few years. Israel and Gaza more recently. And first, I got ahead of myself a bit. Let me explain, why do we study politics? Why do we study the political world? Well, I am if I didn't say it already, a political science major. I've been one for 2 years. I've been studying at a university in southeastern Pennsylvania, and so this is something I've been doing for the last few years. In fact, I've really been following this for almost 10 years now. And it's something that has always fascinated me, and I've gotten a lot of people, they have asked me, they've said, well, why bother? Why does that matter? Why does that affect me? Well, the obvious answer I have to them is what our government decides to do has an effect across our lives, across the economy, across the world, across our culture. So, for example, just one example is whether the government decides to raise or lower taxes. If the government decides to lower taxes, we all feel that when it comes to income tax season, that those taxes may or may not boost the economy. And a boosted economy, depending on the time, usually is a good thing. It may or may not be a good thing. If the economy is running too hot, then that can cause inflation, as we have seen in recent years. If it is running too slow, then obviously that will be a good thing. So, of course, we will get into all of that. I'm not going to focus too much on economics. However, since inflation has been such a big problem in the last few years, that is something I'm going to probably have to cover as that data comes out week by week or month by month. So, a little bit more about me. I already mentioned I'm a college student. I'm a third-year student now, and I've been interested in the political sphere since I was 12 years old. Some of the earliest memories I have was of Donald Trump running for president. So I kind of have grown up in the Trump influence. I was in middle school when Donald Trump was president. I remember that morning very clearly, as a lot of people do. I was in high school when Joe Biden was elected president, and we'll see what happens this year. I'll be in college, or I'll still be in college when the election is decided in 2024, later this year. And I remember the 2016 presidential election. I remember it pretty clearly. Another thing I remember, one of the first things I remember was Brexit, when the UK voted to leave the European Union. That was pretty big. I wasn't following the details. I didn't really know much about it, but that was also really interesting to me. So when I was in middle school and early high school, I was watching the Brexit debate unfold. So that is a little bit about me, and that is a little bit about this show. I'll tell you, this will not be a personal show. I will not be covering like what I'm doing in my day-to-day life, unless somehow it is relevant to to the news, which it probably never will be. And that is something I'm really excited to do. Well, I hope that you'll join me, and even if you don't, that is okay too. I'm hoping people of all political views and opinions decide to tune in. Usually, podcast is focused on right wing, or very popular on the right, with things like Stephen Crowder, Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh. A lot of those figures, they're very the right wing is very. There's not many left wing podcasters. I know there's a couple that I can think of, but really not so much. So we're going to be focusing more on a centrist view, and of course, when I'm giving my opinion, as I said, I will make sure that I say this is what I think will happen, or this is how I think it should be. So that's, of course, analysis is always opinion. Okay, well, that is all I have for us today. I'm hoping that you will join me. We will be back either later this week or next week, and then we'll get into our first proper episode. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all later. Bye.